The series I'm going to tackle today is the Hellraiser series. A very hard series to explain because a lot of the stuff is just weird and most of the movies suck, but I'm going to talk about them. So let's go over them. The first one here, Midnight Madness series, Clive Barker's Hellraiser, with Doug Bradley as Pinhead on the cover, and he is Pinhead. Case closed. Okay. I thought Paul Taylor did a fantastic job on Hellraiser Judgment, but we'll get to that. He'll tear your soul apart. Jesus wept. Hellraiser has always been like an original film, one that you would never forget. And I always thought Pinhead was really cool. You know, I always wanted to be him at Halloween. One of the more original and memorable horror movies of the year. Hideous treat for the hardcore. So it was directed by Clive Barker, and it stars Ashley Lawrence, and of course Doug Bradley as Pinhead. There's the Cenobites there. These are different movies, for sure. Kind of have to use your imagination a little bit and open your mind, and let Pinhead in so he can take your soul. The next one, of course, is Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. This is the Anchor Bay Collection DVD, 20th Anniversary Edition. My favorite Hellraiser movies are Hellraiser 1 through 3, and I do like Judgment. So, Hellraiser 2 also stars Ashley Lawrence, Claire Higgins, and we got a different director this time, Tony Randall, but Clive Barker was an executive producer. This movie does feel like the first one, and it also, you know, is shot like the first one. It's got a bunch of features there. Interviews, commentary, all that good stuff. That's a cool picture there. But, yeah. Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. Next one. Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. I've been looking forever to get this one. Finally got it in the last update that I had. Now that's all you need for a cover. You know, Pinhead looking at you like he's going to kill you right there. That's awesome. And like I said, Doug Bradley is Pinhead. From horror legend, Clive Barker comes Ultimate in Fear. This has some special features there, featurette. This also has a different director, Anthony Hickox. Got Paula Marshall in this, Terry Farrell. Peter Atkins wrote this. Peter Atkins, he writes most of them. But I believe the last 3 movies, 3 or 4 films, is the same director. But, of course, you got Doug Bradley back as Pinhead. And that's all you really care about. Here we got the 4th movie, Hellraiser Bloodline. And as you can tell, they're not going by numbers anymore. They're just doing the subtitles. So it's technically Hellraiser 4. Terrifying, non-stop nightmare, it says. I love that cover. How it's got that red outline there. It's pretty awesome. Unleashes the evil powers that be. Pinhead is back, and this time he's out for more blood. I remember thinking this movie was okay. I didn't think it was bad, really. It's got a different director, Alan Smithy. Bruce Ramsey. Doug Bradley's Pinhead. Peter Atkins wrote this one. get to the next one, Hellraiser Inferno. These covers, you know, like I said, to make this work, all you have to do is have Pinhead on there, making different faces with different fonts and colors and stuff like that, and you got yourself a good cover art. A must-see for Hellraiser fans, it says. Terror-filled thrills. It's got features there. Got a different director in this one, Scott Derrickson. Doug Bradley, of course, returns as Pinhead. You got Craig Sheffer in this, Nicholas Turturro, James Remar. I forgot that James Remar was in this movie. It's got a different writer in this one as well. So, Hellraiser Inferno. Next, Hellraiser Hellseeker. Evil, Deadly, Immortal. Better than the original. More horror, thrills, and suspense. I disagree there. There's no way that this movie is better than the original. At least in my opinion. Hell no. This movie doesn't even touch the original. Or even the first three. Special features there. This one has Ashley Lawrence back. Dean Winters. Doug Bradley, of course, is Pinhead. Now, Rick Boda is directing this film, but he's also, you know, he also comes back to direct, I believe, the next 2 or 3 films. I think it's 2 films. But and you can see it too, because they all seem like they're alike in many ways. Next, Hellraiser Deader. I always thought that was a weird title, like a weird title card. Hellraiser Deader. The latest, most terrifying evil. There's no escaping Pinhead, master of ultimate evil. Carrie War's in this. Bunch of special features. Rick Boda came back to direct this movie, of course. Simon Kuntz, Doug Bradley. That's all we care about, is that he comes back, of course. And we have the final appearance of Doug Bradley playing Pinhead here in Hellraiser Hellworld. Evil goes online. The newest, most horrific tale. You notice in a lot of these covers, like, it'll show Pinhead. You know, for Inferno there was like yellow, and for Hellseeker there was red, and now we got Hellworld, which is green. I like their use of colors and stuff. But yeah, this is the last movie that you'll see Doug Bradley. Rick Boda, of course, directed it. Lance Hendrickson is in this film. Got some special features there. Hellraiser Hellworld. Then we get to this garbage. By Dimension Extreme, Hellraiser Revelations. This guy... this guy doesn't even come close to portraying Pinhead. It's a different take. The Return of Pinhead. But I thought it was so dumb. I mean, the story's dumb too. Stephen Smith Collins plays Pinhead. And, you know, I would not pick him for anything. It was directed by Victor Garcia, Tracy Fairway, Nick Eversman, Stephen Brand. This movie's just stupid. But I got it really cheap, and I needed to complete my Hellraiser movie collection, so here we get to the final installment so far. Hellraiser Judgment. Evil seeks evil. Now, I actually liked this film. I thought this was done very, very well. And coming off of Revelations and some of these other sequels, I think it's better than some of these other sequels. Now, that's not saying much, because the fact that this is not Doug Bradley. But if I had a choice to replace Doug Bradley, I would pick Paul Taylor. Paul Taylor did a fantastic job, I thought. He was way better than Stephen Collins. Way better. Paul Taylor, you could tell he studied the way Doug Bradley talked and moved and acted. You could just tell he was really committed to the role. I thought he was great. So if there was a guy I wanted to pick to replace Doug Bradley, it would be Paul Taylor, for sure. Heather Langenkamp's in this, Alexandra Harris, Randy Wayne, written and directed by Gary Turncliffe, which I think Gary Turncliffe, I think, was, I don't remember if he was like some kind of producer, or no, he was the makeup effects guy. The makeup effects guy from like the other sequels, like, you know, he was a makeup guy for Hell World. He was, let's see, he was a makeup guy for Deader. Pretty much, I think he was the makeup guy for almost every one of them. But yeah, he directed this film. And the thing is, the effects were very, very good. Very, very good. And a lot of the situations and the story and all that stuff, it was very, very intriguing. I really liked it. It kept me interested, and I loved the ending to this movie. This movie had a great ending. But yeah, Paul Taylor, he did a fantastic job. So anyway, guys, that is the final one. What do you guys think of the Hellraiser series? You know, it's a very hard series to talk about, because a lot of the stuff you're just like, what the hell's going on? You know, it's like I don't know, you just got to use your imagination with a lot of this stuff. But I don't know, I like the concept of Pinhead and Cenobites and all that stuff, and I thought that was really cool. But anyway, yeah, let me know in the comments, like, what do you think of the Hellraiser films? I'm definitely going to be ranking these, and it's going to be hard because I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch some of these again, because I really don't know how I feel about some of the sequels. I know how I feel about the first three, so that'd be kind of an easy ranking, but it's just, you know, I gotta watch the other ones again just to see how those maybe have changed my mind or not. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. I'll be back with more horror collection videos. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe for more content. I appreciate everybody watching, taking the time out of your day and stuff. You know, it's really humbling, all the comments and stuff you guys leave. Thank you very much. And this is Rob signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.